being called into line over near the old double. They're off in one of the weak spectacles. 35 obstacles ahead of them. The first is steeplechase fence, and it's Daydanu who leads the English challengers. Shalimar from Mentro, double dizzy, as they race away from the first and on now to 2 and 3, the Galway doubles. And up front, as they approach the next one now, it's Daydanu, Shalimar from Mentro, and double dizzy as they clear the next and head back towards the direction of the grandstand's first time, with Shalimar from Mentro, one of the greys up, contesting the lead, with Daydanu and double dizzy, followed by the veteran Lydon House, and then with the quartered cap is Outlaw Pete, a former Banks winner, on the inside, Enoma James, as they cleared that obstacle and swing up in front of the grandstands for the first time. Next, the fifth, the Country Hurl, and it's Daydanu and Shalimar from Mentro. These two, followed by Double Dizzy and Lydon House, Enoma James and Outlaw Pete, with Ivana McCutcheon on board Long Strand. As they go now to Ruby's double, the first of 3 occasions, and up and over in front is Daydanu. All appear to have negotiated it safely. Instant Dream made a bad mistake as they go through Joe's water splash. And it's Daydanu in front of an improving Long Strand. And these two have established a clear lead over Lydon House, Double Dizzy, Shalimar from Mentro. And then comes Outlaw Pete as they jump that next one now, the up bank, and swing away to the Birch Barrels. Around the loop they go, and from this point they've about 3 miles ahead of them. And it's Daydanu, Shalimar from Mentro, and Long Strand, the front 3, followed by Double Dizzy and Lydon House. Outlaw Pete is next with a couple of lengths to Enoma James as they swing left-handed now to go up to about approximately 3 miles from the finish. After Enoma James is Tally 'em Up, and they're followed by Time to Present, with next then Sadlers Storm and Broomhall Beat, as they race on now to the next and heading back again in the direction of the grandstand. And it's Long Strand, Daydanu, Shalimar from Mentro, Double Dizzy, Lydon House. They're starting to get a bit stretched out now as they go towards the next and head in front of the stands for the second time. And it is Long Strand of Vanna McCutcheon over in the lead, and now are clear of Daydanu. Shalimar from Mentro is next as they head back through Joe's water splash. And it's Long Strand way out in front now, going to Ruby's double in the opposite direction this time around. Daydanu, Shalimar from Mentro, Double Dizzy, Outlaw Pete next, Lydon House, Enoma James, and then Tally 'em Up, Time to Present, Sadler Storm, Line Valley, Broomhall Beat being followed over that Footy Fax, and then Roadmaker, and the top weight Uncle Junior, Sartorius, Shaker Vils, and then Lock and Lack, Instant Dream. Dr. Pat is towards the back of the field as they clear that one. The entry fence, and now they've 3 drop banks coming up, 14, 15 and 16, bringing them right out into the country. And it's Long Strand well clear of Daydanu, Shalimar from Mentro, and then Double Dizzy and Outlaw Pete, followed by Lydon House. A further break then to Enoma James with Tally 'em Up and Time to Present, Line Valley, Roadmaker, Lock and Lack of Footy Fax, and then Shakerville's on the inside with Sartorius as they go downhill now to another drop bank and heading away right over on the far side now. And it's Long Strand heading downhill to the road crossing, and Vanna McCutcheon well clear of Daydanu. The English challengers are prominent still, Double Dizzy and Shalimar from Mentro. And then comes Daydanu on the outside over that next drop bank. And after these completion of the drop banks, they've Limerick, Laurel Hedge, Cheltenham Bank, Up Bank, bank, Laurel drop bank, and a further 21 is a drop bank before the old double at their starting point, and Longstrand's lead has been reduced by Deidanu and Double Dizzy, Shalimar Fermentro, Outlaw Pete and Lydon House being followed by Time to Present, Roadmaker. Up and over the next they go, and it's Longstrand, Deidanu who've been up there leading throughout. Shalimar Fermentro followed closely by Double Dizzy, and Outlaw Pete in the leading quintet with Lydon House. They're turning now to the next, and then there's a break back to Time to Present and Tally 'em Up on the outside, another one of the greys as they head back now in the direction of the grandstands, coming head on this time. Deidanu just out jumped Longstrand there. Shalimar Fermentro, Double Dizzy, Outlaw Pete, the white-faced Lydon House is running very well indeed. Time to Present next, being followed by Roadmaker, Tally 'em Up, Blind Valley and Oma James. Racing on now, they've almost come back to the old double, and Longstrand and Deidanu first and second, Double Dizzy, Outlaw Pete and Shalimar Fermentro. Lydon House is in touch in 6th place as they face up now to this next obstacle, the old double, which is 22-14 from the finish. Longstrand, Deidanu, Outlaw Pete, Sartorius, a bad mistake there back in mid-division as they go now to a drop bank before the Risk of Thunder. Deidanu, Nigel Slevin, Longstrand, Ivana McCutcheon, and creeping right up on terms is Outlaw Pete and Josh Halley. Shalimar Fermentro is next, the mount of James Reevely, and then Double Dizzy and Andrew Glastonbury, followed by Lydon House. Time to Present, Tally 'em Up as they go now out over the next one, and it is Deidanu, Longstrand, followed then by Outlaw Pete with on the inside Shalimar Fermentro. The field now is beginning to tighten up as they take this turn right in front of the stands now, the canal turn. Longstrand, Deidanu, Longstrand runs off the bend a fraction but still up contesting for the lead with Deidanu, and then Outlaw Pete, Shalimar Fermentro. Up and over the next one now. And it is Longstrand from Deidanu, and they're alternating throughout. Outlaw Pete third, and then Shalimar Fermentro as they swing now right over on the far side of the track. And it's Deidanu, Longstrand, Outlaw Pete third, then Shalimar Fermentro and Double Dizzy. Very little change in the order up front. And then Lydon House as they jump that one with Tally 'em Up, and then comes Time to Present as they head back now towards the grandstand for the concluding stages, and the Galway doubles coming up now. Deidanu, Longstrand with Outlaw Pete a close-up third, and then Shalimar Fermentro, Double Dizzy, Lydon House, Tally 'em Up, Roadmaker has made a bit of ground. Then Time to Present and Sartorius with Sadlers Storm next ahead of Footy Facts. Climbing up now towards the grandstand, and the next drop fence, country hurdle, Ruby's double the third and last time, and in the air together Deidanu and Outlaw Pete, and they've stretched 5-6 lengths clear of Shalimar Fermentro, Lydon House, Tally 'em Up, Longstrand has dropped back, Roadmaker, Double Dizzy ridden along, and creeping into it is Sadlers Storm on the inside with stable companion Lock and Lacquer. They're racing now towards Ruby's double, third and final time, and it's 5 from the finish, and Outlaw Pete has picked it up for Josh Halley and has failed to negotiate Ruby's double, and Deidanu has been left clear. Lydon House has moved second. In third place is Tally 'em Up, and then Lock and Lacquer, True Joe's Water Splash the final time. Shalimar Fermentro next with Longstrand, Roadmaker racing on now towards the third last, the up bank, followed by a point-to-point fence and a hurdle instead in the straight, and it is Tally 'em Up and Lydon House, followed by Deidanu. Shalimar Fermentro is next, and then comes Lock and Lacquer. Sadler Storm from the back of the field. Arabella Boy is beginning to make ground as they race now towards the final quarter of a mile, and it's Tally 'em Up and Declan Bates who lead, and a bit of bumping there at that turn. Lydon House and JJ Slevin. Back in third is Sadler Storm at the second last. Deidanu is next, hit it hard, is gone. Uncle Junior is staying on out of the rock with Shalimar Fermentro. Into the straight now, they've the 35th and final one coming up the hurdle in the Avonry Corporate and Leisure Resort Chase for the Touche Cup, and it's Lydon House, grinding it out now, has gone away from Tally 'em Up. Sadlers Storm, Uncle Junior with 12-7 is running on over the final flight, and it's Lydon House. They're coming at him now. Sadlers Storm, Tally 'em Up, and Uncle Junior on the near side. 100 yards ahead of them, Lydon House with Uncle Junior on the near side, cutting him back. And Uncle Junior, a star performance under 12-7, has just nabbed Lydon House. Sadlers Storm, Tally 'em Up, Shalimar, Fermento, Lachan Lacca, and then Shakerville, Sprue Albeit Instant Dream, Longstrand, Roadmaker next, then Sartorius.